Most people have that one friend who always cancels plans. The excuse changes, but the pattern stays the same. Too tired, not feeling well, maybe next time. And over time, that friend quietly earns a label: flaky, antisocial, boring. What rarely gets considered is that this person may not be avoiding life at all. They may be protecting it. If you are someone who genuinely feels more at ease at home than anywhere else, this conversation is for you. Because what society often dismisses as laziness or fear is, in many cases, a deeply rooted psychological preference that deserves understanding, not judgment. Modern culture is loud about what a good life is supposed to look like: full calendars, busy weekends, photos as proof that you are out there living. But psychology has long known something the culture tends to ignore. Not everyone is energized by stimulation. For some people, the noise, the movement, the constant interaction does not create joy, it creates exhaustion. While extroverted nervous systems are fueled by external activity, others are wired to recharge in quiet. This is not a personality flaw, it is biology. Psychologists describe this through optimal arousal theory, which explains that each person has a different threshold for stimulation. When that threshold is exceeded, the mind does not feel excited, it feels overwhelmed. Home, for these individuals, is not a place of avoidance, it is regulation. It is where the nervous system finally exhales. Outside, there are expectations, conversations that skim the surface, environments that cannot be controlled. At home, the lighting is chosen intentionally, the silence is adjustable, the pace belongs to you. For people who are highly sensitive or emotionally attuned, that control is not about comfort alone, it is about balance. It is the difference between being constantly on edge and being grounded in your own body. There is also a misconception that staying home means doing nothing. In reality, many people who prefer solitude are intensely active internally. Their minds wander, question, connect ideas, revisit memories, imagine futures. Research consistently shows that people who enjoy time alone tend to score higher in creativity, introspection, and complex problem solving. Their insights are not born in crowded rooms, but in stillness, in the quiet hours, in moments where there is no pressure to perform, impress, or respond. Solitude gives their thoughts room to stretch. Society often frames visibility as value. If you are not seen, you are assumed to be missing out. But fulfillment does not require an audience. Some of the richest emotional lives exist in private spaces: a familiar couch, a repeated routine, a simple meal prepared slowly. These moments may not look impressive from the outside, but they offer something deeper than novelty. They offer presence, and presence is where meaning lives. That said, it is important to acknowledge that not all staying home comes from the same place. Sometimes withdrawal is not preference, but protection from pain. Social anxiety can make the outside world feel hostile rather than stimulating. Past experiences can teach the nervous system that people equal unpredictability. Depression can quietly drain motivation until leaving the house feels heavier than it should. In these cases, home can become both a refuge and a limitation. The difference lies in how you feel. Does staying home restore you, or does it slowly shrink your world? One is peace, the other is hiding, and that distinction matters. For those who truly thrive in solitude, life is not smaller, it is simply quieter. They tend to notice details others overlook: the way light shifts in a room throughout the day, the comfort of repetition, the emotional safety of familiar objects and rituals. Their joy is not loud, but it is steady. They don't require constant stimulation because their inner world is already full. Psychologists refer to this as a low stimulation preference, and it is neither new nor rare. It has existed across cultures and history long before social calendars became a measure of worth. What often hurts these individuals is not their lifestyle, but the pressure to justify it. They are asked why they don't want more, why they are not out there, as if contentment must be explained. But self-awareness is knowing what drains you and what restores you. Choosing peace over performance is not giving up on life. It is choosing the version of life that fits your nervous system instead of fighting it. At Reverse Mind Hub, we talk about the psychology people rarely pause to examine, and this is one of those truths.
If you are someone who turns down invitations without guilt, who feels genuinely fulfilled on a quiet weekend, who prefers depth over noise, there is nothing wrong with you. You are not broken, you are not behind, you are simply wired differently, and different does not mean deficient. The real question is not whether staying home is good or bad. The question is whether you are listening to yourself instead of the noise around you, because a well-lived life is not defined by how often you are seen, but by how deeply you feel at peace when no one is watching. If this reflection resonated with you, you already know why. And if you're ready to understand yourself beyond surface labels, the next conversation will take you even further. Some insights only make sense once you stop running from silence and start listening to what it's been trying to tell you all along.